Why is he pointing at me? Why is he walking over to me? This can't be good.
Hey, bud, talk about a big store. I can't find anything here.
Yeah, talk about a big store. Good luck shopping. Well, that was new. So yeah, more instances like that have been happening to me within like the last year, and it's interesting when you start passing because you really kind of don't know what changes or what to even expect until like you start living it, because it's such a like, most of the time it is like a very personal thing and like how it can change, but like there are some broad things. So anyway, I wanted to use this video to share with you my experience of the reality of passing and like what changed for me. So first off, we should all know what passing even is, and at its fundamental core, passing is when a stranger, someone you don't know, assumes you to be cisgender, and as like the gender that you're trying to be perceived as. And so if I was talking to someone and they assumed I was a cis guy, I would be passing. And another thing with passing is it can be kind of controversial, but how I see it is passing in a way is a simulation because you're trying to blend in with the bigger group for many reasons. It could be for safety, could be to lower dysphoria, and it could be just because you want to. Simply wanting to pass is not problematic. Making it seem like every trans person wants to pass is because not everyone has the same goals in mind and not everyone presents the same. It's kind of awesome that we're all a little different. So ultimately, yeah, express yourself how you want to and what's gonna make you comfortable. Now for me, is my goal to pass in my deep desire down to be stealth? No, this is kind of, either I did this subconsciously or I just have always kind of gravitated to presenting masculine and looking like some average white guy. Sometimes you go for the aesthetic and sometimes the aesthetic goes for you. I don't know. Because I truly have presented like this my whole life, and I've just kind of started passing more since starting testosterone. And I've always just expressed myself masculinely and have had a somewhat fruity personality. Some people will stereotype it these days as being a performative male. I have a Clairo poster. I've had a Clairo poster for 5 years. I've listened to her music. I was a lesbian before all of this. It's not performative if it's your lived experience. Basically been passing almost 100% of the time since starting testosterone. But another interesting thing is I've passed even before starting testosterone. And the funny thing with that is I didn't even know I was trans at these instances that I was passing. I was like, hey, you're technically you're misgendering me, but technically I don't hate it, but technically I also don't know how to feel about it. Also, what about me makes you think that? But also I looked like this. Early on, when again, I wasn't even out to myself, it was like a 50-50 chance of passing, as you could say, and it made me uncomfortable being perceived, and it continued into my later teen years when I was 18, 19, actually wanting to pass. I did 80% of the time, but I passed as much younger. So again, I was 19, but often assumed to be 13. Being perceived as younger is such a big thing in the trans mask community, or any AFAB person that's mask presenting. It's one of the biggest struggles, but it unites us all because a lot of us can relate to the experience. But like not liking how I was being perceived and not sure how I was being perceived made me really hate interacting with people I didn't know, and really kept me really tight into my comfort zone and not really expanding out of my social circle, because I was like, hey, you don't know me and I don't know how you're gonna treat me. But I've had like such like a 180 after I started passing. Like again, nearly 100% of the time, my like whole worldview shifted. And so passing can really affect you emotionally and mentally in some really good ways and some non-desirable ways. So yes, passing has helped me like put my guard down, helped me actually feel more comfortable in social situations and not hate needing to ask like a random grocery store employee where the cereal is. But again, a downside is imposter syndrome. Huge thing for the trans men. Yeah, it's weird when you're like, you're passing as cis and you're hanging out and in a group with like a lot of cis guys, if like you're friends with them or like it's just you're in a random place with a lot of cis guys, it's weird because I just feel like a black sheep and I feel like I really need to blend in for whatever reason, and I tend to like put on this weird facade. Yeah, man, did you catch that Chiefs game last night? Yeah, they showed Taylor Swift. I don't even hate Taylor Swift that much. I don't know. Truly. I guess it's because I want them to like me, and I don't want them to hate crime me. Hey, but like one easy solution to that is finding people that you actually can be yourself around and actually are truly comfortable with. Also, one thing that's really cool is when guys start giving you these little nicknames and interactions, being called boss.
All right, you're all set. Here you go, boss.
He called me boss. Boss. Being called boss once a day will probably completely eliminate any dysphoria I have that day. But what can make it all come back is if I'm called bud.
Thanks, bud.
Have you guys been there? And with that, social interactions you have with people on a day-to-day basis also change. And it's weird experiencing male privilege. But you know what they say, with great power comes great responsibility. I had to. I don't know everything, and I don't know everything, all the complexities of male privilege that I experience, because sometimes I maybe experience it without even noticing. But one thing that seems to be true is most of the time, other guys don't mess with other guys, especially if they like seem like they're on the same dominance level. I don't understand the whole hierarchy. Anyway, with it, like what I mean by that is like if I'm walking out in public with like a group of girls, I feel like we're safer because I'm there. Yeah. Like, I don't know, like I just feel like I'm the scary dog. Like, what is it called? Like scary dog privilege or whatever. But like I'm like the least scary person you're ever gonna run into. Which is like kind of really funny. And so it is interesting, like feeling more comfortable like walking by myself, especially if it's dark out. I don't typically do, but like in the instances that I have, I'm like, okay, I feel relatively safe. And it is weird also when like my opinion is given more weight or like I'm given more respect. I haven't had many instances like where prior to transitioning to like not really having my opinion as respected, but me and my fiance, like I can see like in social interactions where like she might say the same thing, but then I say it and then it has more respect given, which is weird. And so like also you have to use that to your advantage and not take advantage of it, and like voices that are quieter help uplift them and not continue to dismiss them. Again, great power comes great responsibility. And of course, passing isn't just like in real life, dealing with strangers day to day. It also affects how people treat you online. And I've had a couple TikToks where they like have blown up a bit. Truth be told, I personally on my day-to-day basis, when I look in the mirror, I'm like, yeah, I can see how I pass, but like I don't see myself as like the biggest macho man. Like, of course I would pass. But then I get these comments of like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you were trans. I had to look at the hashtags to know. OMG, take this as a compliment, but I thought you were some white cis guy that would hate crime me in high school. That's crazy. I don't know if I can find the exact comment of someone who said that, but that someone said that to me. It's a double-edged sword of how I react to these, because both it's like, oh, you're boosting my confidence, like, my dysphoria, gone. Need the confidence boost, thank you. My ego, huge. But then at the same time, I'm like, oh wait, these people, I'm trying to make content for trans people so they can feel seen and also know, seeing another trans person experience, and like other stuff for like education and whatnot. And then they don't even see me as that in the community. They don't see me as queer, and it's weird. I don't know how to fix it, and I don't do it on purpose, but I mean, the ultimate thing that I do is just, at least like I'm talking about being trans. I'm not hiding that fact about me, and like, I guess that's also why I find it so important to make sure like I have the hashtags that I put in every video. So after hearing all my thoughts, you can probably assume that my feelings around passing, it's very complicated. There's two sides to the coin. And another thing, it's not scary when you start passing. I mean, with transitioning, it's everything that you deal with is an adjustment, and passing is just another adjustment. And again, I know that not every person wants to pass, nor should it be a requirement. But if you do notice that you kind of want some tips in regards to passing, but also being true to yourself, I can make a video talking about that. Just let me know down in the comments. But guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time with a brand new video. I will see you then. Bye.